What's up, guys? Tom here, Quads and Mods. Today we're going to do second flight test of the Holystone HS100. I want to talk about a few things real quick. We're going to deal more with the app today and what we can do with the app versus the controller. Now, if you look at the top of the app, we got a back arrow to the top left. Then we have our controller icon. We have a camera rotate icon. So if your camera image display is upside down, just go ahead and push those two rotating circles and it'll roll it back over. As you can see, I pushed it. Let's push it again. There you go. See how it's upside down? We'll go ahead and push it again and it'll rotate your camera to the right direction. If you're using the app in a VR box, you can get a split screen if you want. Turn that off, and then the next one is to replay your recorded footage. The footage that you've actually captured, you can play it back to see what you caught. And then the last one is going to be your flight record. Then we have our GPS signal strength, we have our controller battery power, and we have our aircraft battery power. And then on the top right hand side, we have the 3 bars. Now the 3 bars, this is going to get you into your flight parameter settings. By default, beginner mode is on, and as you can see, the beginner rates, we got 30 for flight distance, 20 or 30 for our maximum flight altitude, and then a 25 for our return flight altitude. So when we initiate a return to home, it's going to go up to 25 meters, and then it's going to come back, and we're not allowed, we would be binded to a flight distance of 30 meters and a flight altitude of 30 meters. So we're going to turn this off. It's going to ask us if we're sure. Yes. Now we're going to adjust our parameters. Now we're going to take the flight distance up to 300. You have a maximum of 500. So we'll go to 300. Say 300, 308. And flight altitude no higher than 60 meters. And we're going to keep our return altitude to 30 meters. Now this is only going to be effective when you are in GPS mode. If you're in altitude mode, where if you long press and hold the headless button, you get altitude mode. In altitude mode, if you lose connection with the controller, the aircraft is going to land. It's not going to return to home. It's just going to land where it's at, and then if the wind's blowing, it's going to continue to drift with the wind until it lands, or if it crashes. So if you're doing any kind of range testing or flying where you think you're going to lose controller connection, you definitely want to keep it in GPS mode, and you can confirm that down on the app in the bottom left hand corner how it says GPS mode on. Now the other thing I want to talk about is the controller makes a very annoying beep whenever you're recording video, and to get around that, if you press the controller icon, which is the second button from the top left on the app, it brings up these other icons on the app screen. Now you can, on the right hand side, you have a camera. If you press that, it'll go ahead and take a picture, and if you press the video recorder, we are now recording. It also has on the left hand side follow me, return to home, automatic takeoff, and automatic land buttons. They all also work. We'll go ahead and do an automatic takeoff right now. As you can see, we've taken off. Now I also recommend that anytime you're doing a range test, that you ensure that it's going to come to home during a controller failure. So right now I'm going to go ahead and turn my controller off and make sure it comes home. As we can see, it came home. Turn my controller back on. Rebinded. I'm now rebinded. Here, a helicopter, so I gotta keep it low. So we're gonna do this range test a little bit lower than I want to keep it down underneath the trees, because there is a helicopter in the area. I hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the video. So I'm gonna send it out here. I'm at a distance of 40 meters right now. Distance is 73 meters. As soon as I get a visual where this helicopter is. Okay. As you can see, the helicopter's over there, so we're way over here, so we're good. So, take it out. We're at 115 meters in distance right now. I've hit a controller fail, so it's going up. Lost connection. It's coming back. Looks like it's regained connection. So that's what's going to happen if you lose controller signal while you're flying. It's going to come back until it regains connection. So the only way to get it to come all the way home is to turn it off. As you can see, I've lost controller and now it's coming back home again. Here it comes. It's regained its controller signal. And actually, yes, I have control signal again. So we're gonna keep push it out again. See how far we can get it. 130, 135, 142. Getting about 150 meters range on it. I still have FPV. It's actually sitting there. It's not doing anything. It's not even coming back. So I'm gonna call it back to home. Oh, it took that command. So I'm gonna turn it off and return to home again. I'm gonna push it back out. Right now we're at 75 meters. App's still telling me that I have a controller connection loss, but I still have control. So I'm gonna push it out again. The 112, 119, 125, 134, 148. As you can see on the app, we're still going. Just about 200 meters in distance. We're starting to lose signal a little bit. 213, 222, 235. Hit about 250. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it home. Push return to home on it. Here it comes. So we got 250 meters in range out of it today with FPV still. So I think we could do more than that. So we'll come back out another day and see if we can't get that, break that 250 meters of range, which I think we definitely can do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this return to home. Bring it down. It's coming down. It's faster if you bring it down by yourself with the down throttle than letting it actually descend on its own with the return to home feature. So real quick, while we still got a little bit of battery left, I'm gonna show you what happens when you are in altitude mode and you lose connection with your remote control. So let me get it out here a little bit of ways so you guys can see it. And I'm gonna go ahead and long press my headless button. Now see attitude mode on the controller. I'm gonna turn off the controller. long pressing the controller button. Controller's now off, and as you can see, it wants to land. So it won't come home when GPS mode's not activated. See, right now we have GPS mode's activated, and if you turn your controller off in GPS mode, it comes home. So definitely want to keep it GPS mode on when if you're doing any kind of range testing, any kind of where you're going to lose controller signal, because if it loses controller signal in attitude or altitude mode, it's just going to land. And you can tell by the LEDs on the aircraft if you're in altitude mode, because when you're in altitude mode, they flash real fast, they blink real fast, and it'll drift. As you can see, it's drifting with the wind. You have to actually keep on the sticks. So yeah, best bet is make sure them LEDs, the rear ones are blue solid and the front ones are white solid. That way you know you're in GPS mode, and if you do lose controller signal, it's not just going to land on you, it'll actually come back home. So we got 250 meters out of the range test today, which actually I think is not bad for this model, considering we still have Wi-Fi FPV. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe for more videos. I'm Tom from Quads and Mods. Thanks for watching.